Hey everyone, this is rehearsal 7 of the Christmas Overture. This part's tricky. You'll see an email from me. I've redone these 2 pages to cut out all of the cues. I think it may be easier for us to follow and see our notes and where we are. So hopefully that helps. I wanted to go through a couple of practice techniques that can help you get the positioning and fingering. So 2 measures before 7, we start with a D sharp. So we're going to want to know where our harmonic is because we're going to end up there at 7. And we're going to want our 3rd finger to be on that harmonic. So your 2nd finger, the D sharp, will just be right under that. And you can let that ring so you can know where you are. This whole page from 7 to 8, you're going to have that harmonic in your head and come back to it many times. We've talked about anchors in the past. We're going to be in 5th position here with our anchor 1st finger. That 1st finger can stay down for most of this on this page. It will move around a little bit as we talk through it. But yeah, you're going to go back and forth between those. So the first 5 measures are the same after 7. So one way that you can practice this is don't worry about the 16th notes yet and just play this pattern here, and you can do separate bows. And that all represents 1 measure. Okay, those are all the same. Luckily we have our anchor. This next measure, the 6th measure after 7, starts on that anchor, that 1. And then we've got to move our anchor. We've got to go down a half step. So instead of going straight across, you're going to go down a half step on that A string. And then you're back up. Okay, on this measure, we're going to take our anchor back a half step on the E string as well. And play 2 of those. And then the next one is a 2nd finger on the A string, but we're going to leave everything else just as we were playing it. Okay. This is an A flat. It is a half step above that 2nd finger. So we were just playing the 2nd finger. So yeah, just tuck your 3rd finger right above your 2nd finger and you can find that easily. And then you're back up to what you were just playing. And then the next one is going to be, you're going to lower your 3rd finger. Instead of that E harmonic, you're going to play the E flat. But everything else is going to stay the same as the last measure. So you have your anchors there still. Okay, so that is from 7 to 8. Let's go on. This is where it gets a little bit tricky because it changes a lot more. What I've done and what helped for me is to lower my anchor down a half step now, and instead of playing up in 5th position, I'm going to play in 4th position. So we don't have our harmonic anymore, but starting at 8, we're going to play an E flat with a 4th finger. Okay, so we were just playing up there. Okay, so kind of get that new position. Your anchor is now going to be that B flat with your 1st finger. And you're going to come back to that all through this and do different things through there. So that's where you're going to be in that position there. So let's do the same thing and go on. Okay, and then this is a C flat, which is a B. You were just playing your anchor with B flat. This is a B, so tuck your 2nd finger a half step above that 1st finger there. Okay, your 2nd finger is going to change from low, that low C flat, to an F. So that's going to be, yeah, you're going to change your 2 from a low to a high there. Instead of straight across. And then back up to your 4th finger. Okay, so that's just like the first one. Okay, so this is a D. It's a half step down from your 4th finger. Okay, so 3, 1, 2, 1. And then that's a low 3 because that's a D flat, but you're going to leave your first finger there as an anchor. This is another one where the 3 goes low and then high in the second part. Okay, and then this is a second finger again, and this is a C, so that's a whole step from where your 1 is on your B flat. So okay, high 3 for your D natural. Okay, it's a little bit hard to follow, but kind of look through and see if you can stay in 4th position and see where those half steps are from each other. I'm going to start again at 8 and just play through that straight without talking, and you can hear how it sounds. So that line, they're what we've seen before, except for that last line of that row. Remember, you're playing an E flat with your 4th finger, and then you've got an A natural, so that's the harmonic. So you want to go have that one go up. Okay, and here I shift down to 3rd position again, and I play with that with a 4, with just the D, and then my 2nd finger is going to be that B flat. So for the rest of this, we're going to kind of stay in 3rd position with one measure that's a little bit weird. So let's keep going. And I'm going to shift down to 2nd position for this, just for this one part. And then back up to 3rd position. So you can see how that goes all the way through. So I'd practice it that way with just separate bows on each one so you can really hear the notes. If you have a piano, try and get that to hear the notes. But yeah, really just play long notes so you can hear the patterns changing. And see between each measure what note is changing from the previous measure, and then where you're repeating. I like to make sure that I'm not shifting around too much, so that's why I set up my anchor in 5th position first, then down to 4th position, then down to 3rd position, just to keep a point of reference and not get completely lost. So I'm going to play it like I just did all the way through from 8 to the end there, so you can hear how it sounds. Okay. So let's go back to 7 and let's play it in time. I'll give you some variations to get up to that. So instead of all separate bows, this time you might do this one. Okay, so we're up in 5th position again. So I'm just going to play the bows as they would come. Down for a measure, up for a measure, down for a measure. Okay, so you can play that through all the way once and see how that goes for you. And then this time I'm going to play the 16th notes. Okay, and this is where those string changes come in with your bow. But now that you've got the fingering down and you know exactly where you are, you can play this with confidence. Try and get those just to be as smooth as you can. Unfortunately, we chose to not shift around so we don't lose our notes, but that does make our bow have to go a little bit there. right, hopefully that gives you some stuff to practice. I know I need to practice that second page tilt from 8 on, because that is tricky. But play that through, learn that, and we can play with confidence here. There are dynamics. There are places where we're fortissimo, fully full, and there's places where we diminuendo to mezzo piano or mezzo forte. So once you get the notes in there and the bowings, let's go ahead and put in those dynamics, and then we'll be able to play this. So happy practicing. Thanks.